Imagine that reaching the age of 100 was far easier than you currently believe it to be. The oldest physician in Japan lived until the age of 100 and continued to treat patients at that age. He didn't take any medicines or adhere to any kind of diet. Simply said, he consumed the same straightforward items on a daily basis. In addition, he divulged his secret just before he passed away. Let's break everything down for you so that you can begin right away. In the United States, the typical lifetime is 76 years. The temperature is 84 degrees in Okinawa, Japan. Even after reaching the age of 100, many people continue to walk, cook, and even garden. What is their secret? There are no medicines or pricey therapies involved. It is the food that they consume and the way that they live. At the age of 105, Dr. Shigeki Hinohara lived. He continued to work as a physician until he was 100 years old. His strategy is a joy in the smallest of things, simple meals, and regular behaviors. Today, we will examine 5 concepts that he adhered to and how they can drastically improve your energy levels, digestion, and clarity after the age of 60. What an error it was. To what, however? Consuming excessive amounts of food while disregarding hara, haichi, and biu. Let's start with something that appears to be quite insignificant. The amount of food that we consume. Wholeness is frequently the objective in Western cultures. Take care of your plate. Finish with a bang. A higher bargain can be found in larger portions. On the other hand, the objective is much different in Okinawa, Japan, where people commonly live past the age of 100. The phrase hara, haichi, bu refers to the practice of eating until one is 80% satisfied. Only 80%. Then you should stop. Why is it important to ask? Simply because eating a little less reduces the amount of calories that are consumed, reduces inflammation, reduces the amount of oxidative stress that is placed on your organs, and assists in maintaining a healthy weight without the need for dieting. Even the National Institute on Aging was able to establish a connection between modest calorie restriction and improved metabolic health as well as a longer lifespan. This is a principle that was lived by Dr. Hinohara, who is the oldest practicing physician in Japan. He was of the opinion that one should eat lightly, eat slowly, and leave the table with a tiny sense of unfulfillment. In addition, he attributed his vitality and clarity even beyond the age of 90 to it. Meet Helen, who is 68 years old. She was taught from a young age to not throw away food. As a result, she never abandoned her plate, even after she had finished eating. Over the course of time, she became aware of sluggish digestion, weariness in the afternoon, and bad sleep. After that, she became aware of hara, haichi, and bu. When she reached the halfway point of each meal, she started halting and asking herself, "Am I still hungry, or am I just finishing out of habit?" What is the end result? You will have greater joy at the table, as well as increased energy, better sleep, and less bloating after eating. Give it a shot tonight. Eat more slowly. Take deep breaths in between mouthful and stop eating when you feel that you are 70% full, simply because the amount of food you consume is only the beginning. Now, let's talk about what to eat, as well as the reasons why Japan's most popular proteins might surprise you. Missing out on beans and other plant-based proteins is the second mistake. Let us discuss the topic of protein. Strength, recuperation, and good aging all require it to a significant degree. On the other hand, here is the error that a lot of people, particularly in the West, make. They are under the impression that meat is equivalent to protein. In Okinawa, which has one of the longest living populations on the planet, the majority of the protein that is consumed does not come from chicken or steak. Plants, and soybeans in particular, are the source of this substance. Tofu, miso, natto, and edamame are among examples. The foods listed here are not only traditional. In the Japanese diet for longevity, they are considered to be everyday essentials. Why is it important to ask? As a result of the fact that meals derived from soy are abundant in complete plant protein, isoflavones, which facilitate the reduction of inflammation and promote heart health, and prebiotic fiber, which provides nourishment to the gut. which facilitate the reduction of inflammation and promote heart health, and prebiotic fiber, which provides nourishment to the gut. According to the findings of a study that was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which facilitate the reduction of inflammation and promote heart health, and prebiotic fiber, which provides nourishment to the gut. According to the findings of a study that was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, frequent consumption of soy is associated with lower levels of LDL cholesterol, improved bone density, and a reduced risk of degenerative cognitive decline. Tofu was a nearly daily food for Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who held the record for being Japan's longest practicing physician. Even though he was in his 90s, he claimed that it managed to keep his arteries clean and his digestion smooth. Now, let's talk about Frank. He is 73 years old, retired, and has never consumed soy. Despite the fact that he had been exposed to tales concerning hormones and estrogen, he made the decision to experiment with something new after viewing a video on Japanese centenarians. Twice a week, he substituted a tofu stir-fry with bok choy, garlic, and ginger for the red meat that he had been eating. Uncomplicated, light, and gratifying. It took him 3 weeks, but by that time, his blood pressure had fallen, the ache in his joints had subsided, and he had quit taking afternoon naps. Now, here is the main point. A vegetarian diet is not required of you, but you do need to strike a balance. Try including tofu, black beans, or lentils into your diet simply twice a week. Next, a potent anti-aging shield that is concealed in a food that many people in the United States do not consume, but that the Japanese consume first thing in the morning. Following that, let's go into it. Ignoring fermented foods is the third mistake that people makes. We are going to discuss one of the most closely guarded secrets of Japan's longevity. There is no vitamin in it. There is no supplement in this. It is a custom that is served in a manner that is warm, compassionate, and full of life. Foods that have been fermented. A cup of miso soup was the first thing that Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, the most renowned physician in Japan, consumed first thing in the morning. It was more than simply a source of consolation for him. A therapeutic ritual that was performed every day. Among the staples of the Okinawan diet are miso, natto, pickled vegetables, and fermented seaweed. Each of these foods is loaded with live probiotics that are designed to nourish the gut. You can protect your brain, joints, and immune system by consuming digestive enzymes, which are substances that break down nutrients and anti-inflammatory components. Although many elderly people in Western countries rely on probiotic medications, true fermented foods give something more than just that. Synergy is the term. The combination of completely unprocessed foods and living bacteria yields effects that are difficult to achieve with medicines. Allow me to present Claire to you. At the age of 70, she is ex-librarian. Over the course of many years, she struggled with bloating, irregular digestion, and a heavy stomach after meals. She experimented with digestive enzymes, fiber powders, and every single probiotic that was at the store. Her efforts were fruitless until a friend presented her with a jar of genuine miso paste. Every morning, she began to begin her day by drinking a warm miso broth. Only a single cup. Not a significant change in diet. Not even vitamins. At the end of the second week, the transformation was obvious. What about her bloating? It's gone. Her vitality is more refined. It became lighter in the afternoons. Her appetite returned to normal. The power was not contained in a capsule, but rather in the bacteria themselves, which were alive and active. You are also able to begin this. Give a spoonful of miso dissolved in warm water, or a few slices of pickles that have been naturally fermented a shot. It is not only about the health of the intestines. This is about aging in a balanced manner. And now, let's talk about one food group that is not allowed in Western countries, that the Japanese consume on a daily basis, which is credited with contributing to their robust hearts and healthy arteries. This is the fourth mistake: having a fear of carbohydrates and avoiding sweet potatoes. But let's be honest, carbohydrates have evolved into a foe in Western cultures. It is audible in every location. Consuming fewer carbohydrates can help you lose weight. Seniors should steer clear of starch. However, here is the reality. There is a wide range of carbohydrate types. A few of them, such as the ones that are consumed on a daily basis in Okinawa, might even help you live longer. Let us discuss the purple sweet potatoes that are native to Japan. It's not only that they're colorful, it is a powerful force. So potent, in fact, that they account for more than 60% of the calories that Okinawan centenarians consume on a daily basis. In what ways are they distinct? Because they have a high concentration of anthocyanins. Blood vascular protection and the battle against cellular aging fiber are both provided by antioxidants. This helps to maintain stable blood sugar levels and provide support for the potency and vitamin C of digestion. Important for maintaining a healthy heart and immune system. They also have a low glycemic index, which means that there will be no sugar crashes. It was common for Dr. Shigeki Hinohara to opt for sweet potatoes rather than rice. He was under the impression that they were kind to the body while providing robust defense. In point of fact, research conducted by the National Institutes of Health has established a connection between foods that are rich in anthocyanin, such as Japanese sweet potatoes, and improved blood vessel function, less inflammation, and a slower decline in cognitive abilities in elderly individuals. Welcome to Paul 69. Now. Is pre-diabetic. Feeling exhausted. I am irritated. He had refused to consume any carbohydrates, not even the healthy ones. Nevertheless, his energy was dwindling, and the intensity of his wants was increasing. A recommendation from his dietitian was that he give steamed Japanese sweet potatoes a shot. It is not fried. Does not have any sugar on it. It's just straightforward and uncluttered. Paul started included a half cup of coffee in his lunch. His energy persisted throughout the afternoon during a span of 2 weeks. His blood sugar was more consistent than it had been in months, and his cravings decreased than they had been in months. This is what you should note. A dread of carbohydrates is not warranted. You must make a decision with caution, just like the Japanese do. Now, let's take a look at the last piece of advice that Japan's oldest physician has to offer. In no way is it a food. It's a way of thinking. Finally, let's wrap up with it. Put right. There is something that the majority of people fail to notice before we close. The principle that is even more influential than the things that you consume. What you eat is not the only thing that matters. Physician, it is how you choose to live around it. Hinohara did not adhere to a regimented eating plan. No calories or macronutrients were counted by him. He moved in a rhythmic manner. His lengthy existence was formed by a rhythm that was uncomplicated and pleasant. He always started his day with something light and enjoyable. Reading, a stroll, and a bowl of miso soup. Not out of a desire to restrict himself, but rather out of respect for his body, he refrained from overeating. Even when he was in his 90s, he chose to go up steps rather than using elevators. He maintained his inquisitiveness, delivered lectures, penned books, and grinned a great deal. Once he said, "If you want to stay young, you have to have fun." Let's take Marie, who is 71 years old. In the past, she was obsessed with labels. Low carb here, sugar-free there, and so on. On the other hand, it caused her to feel anxious and constantly search for the next rule. After that, she found out about Hinohara. She performed a change. She began walking for 20 minutes every morning, began her meals at a slower pace, made sure to take time for tea in the afternoon, and just took a moment to breathe. Additionally, she grew herbs by planting them on her windowsill and watching them develop. It was the rhythm that brought about the change. For the reason that health is not only physical, but also mental, emotional, and rhythmic. Consequently, keep this in mind as you think about the foods that we have discussed. Just counting protein is not enough. Count the pleasant mornings. Don't you just cut back on sugar. Bring about more laughing. Do more than merely adjust your diet. Keep your spirit nourished. And if you are unsure about where to begin with something straightforward. Commence with joy. Be like the physician who lived to the age of 105 and had a smile throughout his life. In the following section, We will review the 5 principles and discuss how to get started, taking baby steps at a time. Please allow me to take a moment to get everything together. There is nothing hard about these tactics. They are light shifts that are performed on a daily basis by some of the people who have lived the longest in the world. Following the advice of Japan's oldest physician, here are 5 simple adjustments that you may start making right away. When you are 80% full, stop eating. Diet, energy, and longevity are all improved as a result. Acquire the skill of pausing before you feel stuffed. Increase the amount of plant-based proteins. Tofu, lentils, and edamame are all examples. It is simple to prepare. Not taxing on the body. Use fermented foods in your diet. A piece of pickled vegetable and a spoonful of miso are included. Beneficial bacteria that fortify both your digestive tract and your immune system. Choose nutritious carbohydrates such as sweet potatoes. They provide you with fuel rather than a surge. Be light in your life. Eat light and smile frequently. There is more to it than just food. It's all about rhythm, plainness, and happiness. Your heart, your brain, your digestion, and your independence are all supported by each of these shifts of consciousness. Additionally, the best aspect is that you do not have to make all of the changes at once. The only thing you need to do is begin with one taste, one habit, and one breath in between meals. Which one resonates with you the most at this moment? Leave a comment below and let us know. The decision you make could motivate someone else who is watching. When we go on to the following topic, we will reveal a well-known health food that is actually making elderly people feel older rather than younger. Is it time to wrap this up? If you want to live longer, you don't need a perfect strategy either. Starting today, just take baby steps in a methodical manner. While you are eating lunch, try miso, steam a sweet potato, and grin. These routines will add up, and they are important. Adding years to your life is not the only goal of this endeavor. Improving the quality of your years is the goal here. Who else is on board with me? Please share your thoughts in the comments section if you are beginning your road toward longevity today. Have a good time in the following video. We are going to reveal a nutritious meal that may be causing your body to age more quickly than you believe it is.